Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of me talking about localization for Chinese games. Today, we will be looking over the game Whiteout Survival by the company Century Games. Um, more, more specifically, I think I'm just going to go over the description of the game this time, like I did last time, because I think this is where a lot of the errors happen, and it has to do with marketing. It's quite important. Century Games is a good company. Some good people have worked there before, and some good people still work there. But today I would like to point out some issues with it and how it could improve the game, especially the marketing. And yeah, let's go. So, let us go to what's new, for this is where we find the about this game. Idle, strategy, survival, experience all three upon the frozen wastes. Alright, idle, I know what they're trying to say here. Idle is the adjective, but I think it should be idle gameplay because we're talking about a noun here. It needs to be a noun. So idle gameplay, strategy, and survival. Experience all three upon the frozen wastes. You can't really experience idle, right? Because idle is an adjective. Let me give you an example. Can you experience frozen? No. You can experience frozen food, but you can't experience frozen. Can you experience lovely? No. You can experience love, but you can't experience lovely. So there's a difference between adjectives, nouns, and verbs. In Chinese, sometimes words can be used for all three, but in English, we have certain versions of those words that need to be used in the correct context. Alright, so let's move on. Whiteout Survival is a survival strategy game to center on a glacial apocalypse theme. I'll give you 3 seconds to find the problem with that sentence. 1, 2, 3. Did you find it? Yeah, it's the word to. What are they trying to say here? I have no idea. Whiteout Survival is a survival strategy game that is centered on a glacial apocalypse theme. That is the correct way to say it. I don't know why they use the word to. Maybe because Chinese verbs can be translated in a multitude of ways. They could be translated as centered, center, or I forget the correct term for that, but the to form of the verb, to center, to eat, to drink. Got me? Great. Let's keep going. Fascinating mechanics and intricate details await you to explore. Also a little bit Chinglish. There are fascinating mechanics and intricate details awaiting for you to explore. It's interesting. It's an interesting way of explaining the game. It's a little bit, I don't know. You don't really hear this too much with English games, but it's a very common way of Chinese games kind of explaining it, using amazing words to describe basic things. When I'm playing a game, do they really care about the intricate details? I don't know. It's also a little vague, but it still does the job. But the main thing here is it's not the most correct sentence. Let's keep going. The catastrophic decline in global temperatures has wreaked havoc on human society. Those who have made it out of their crumbling homes are now faced with a new set of challenges: vicious blizzards, ferocious beasts, and opportunistic bandits looking to prey on their despair. Great. Perfect paragraph. Congratulations. 100%. As the head of the last city in these icy wastes, you are the only hope for humanity's continued existence. Can you successfully guide the survivors through the ordeal of adapting to the hostile environment and re-establishing civilization? The time for you to rise to the occasion is now. Another perfect paragraph. If I were to assume what went on here, I feel like they had those two good paragraphs previously, and they were translated or written straight by a native English speaker or a Chinese native speaker who is very good at Chinese English, and then somebody else went in at the top, somebody in HR, somebody in the localization department who isn't the main people who translates the game, who's maybe like in customer service, who's in the English department, and they said we need something that better describes the type of game this is. We need to include the key phrases like idle and strategy and survival, so that it's a taking advantage of search engine optimization. And they didn't ask the other person in the localization department or in another department completely who knows good English, who understands good English, and they just put it on there without asking them. And this is the result. Is it going to hurt the company? Probably not. But does it make the game look not fresh, not completely professional? I would say yes. Special features. Assign jobs. Assign your survivors to specialized roles such as hunter, cook, woodcutter, and many more. Keep an eye on their health and happiness and treat them properly in case you get ill. I apologize for the mistake. Still, good. Strategic gameplay. Seize the resources. I don't know why there's the there. The is used if it's one specific thing in a specific place. For instance, if you're in a room and there's one table and you want somebody to put something on that table, you would say, put the glass on the table. You wouldn't say put the glass on a table, because there's only one table. If there's more than one table, you can use a. If there's more than one table, you can use that. But you usually, when you say that, you have to point at it. Put it on that table. But when there's only one table, and everyone knows what table it is, because there's only one table, you can say, put it on the table. But with resources, especially if this is a strategy game, resources are all over the map. They're not one specific thing. Let's take Age of Empires. There's trees everywhere. There's stone everywhere. There's gold everywhere. There's fish in the water. These are all different resources. So you just say seize resources. Even still, though, seize resources seems kind of a weird title. Maybe capture resources or collect resources. But let's read the paragraph to see what is a better title here. There are still countless usable resources scattered across the ice field, but you are not alone in this knowledge. All right, I think somebody else started writing this again, because this is kind of weird. What is a still here you're talking about? There's no context. I think what they mean is, in this context that we're talking about above here, but because we haven't mentioned that for a while now, we need to draw attention to it again. Even though probably the reader knows what you're talking about, it's still a little unclear why you put the word still there. So, a better way of saying that would be, despite the apocalyptic times, or despite the world being in ruin, there are still countless usable resources scattered across the tundra. I think tundra is better than ice field. But you are not alone in this knowledge. I feel like the better way to say this would be, but you are not the only one who has this knowledge, or who is aware of this knowledge. The vicious beasts and other capable chiefs are eyeing them as well. Again, the use of the here is very strange. So, there are vicious beasts and other capable chiefs eyeing them as well. No need for R. War is inevitable, and you must do whatever it takes to overcome the obstacles and make the resources yours. Okay. Conquer the ice field. I feel like it's still tundra, not ice field. Oh yeah, seize the resources. I think capture resources is or fight for resources, or battle it out for resources, or it's better than seize the resources. Seize means you're kind of stealing, right? But we're not stealing, we're just collecting it from the surroundings. Right, fight for the title of the strongest. Why is the S here capitalized? A lot of companies will, because the word is capitalized in their game, they think it's good to capitalize it in the description. That's the different context, right? In a game, you can capitalize it because it's the internal game thing. But here, because you're advertising to people who haven't played the game, maybe even players who have never played a video game before, seeing an S there is kind of weird. That's capitalized. So, fight to become the strongest among millions of other gamers from around the world. Or you could say with, maybe, I guess that's okay. Stake your claim to the throne and establish your dominion over the frozen wastes in this test of your strategic and intellectual prowess. Build an alliance. Find strength in numbers. Create or join an alliance and dominate the battlefield with allies at your side. Okay, good. Recruit heroes. Everything here is pretty standard strategy game. Recruit heroes with different talents and abilities for a better fighting chance against the dreadful frost. Compete with other chiefs. Make the most of your hero skills and battle it out with other chiefs to win rare items and infinite glory. Take your city to the top of the rankings and prove your mettle to the globe. Metal. Alright, interesting word choice. Develop technology. The glacial catastrophe has wiped out all forms of technology. Start again from scratch and rebuild a system of technology. Here we have Chinglish. System is a weird word. And rebuild your technological powers, or just rebuild your technology is probably the best way of doing that there. Whoever controls the most advanced technologies rules the world. Whiteout Survival is a free-to-play strategy mobile game. You may also choose to purchase in-game items with real money to speed up your game progress, but this is never necessary for you to enjoy this game. Enjoying Whiteout Survival? Check out our Facebook page at the link below to find out more about the game. Okay, I think maybe by tapping the link below is probably a little better, but alright, so that is the description. As you can see, there are still quite a few issues with this game. It's number 2 in strategy, so it's doing well. So despite the description being a little meh, it's doing well. But, you know, everything could be better. Oh wait, let's look at this. Because usually the main problems exist in these pictures here. Whiteout Survival. We see that the game takes place in this icy world. It's pretty cool. Explore and collect. That's fine. Rebuild upon the frost. That's fine. Manage workforce, or manage a workforce is probably better there. Conquer the world. Nothing too different here. Team up and fight. Key to success. I don't know what you're trying to tell me here. I feel the correct advertising here would be evolve your characters or upgrade your characters, but key to success, I have no idea what you're trying to tell me here. So it's kind of weird. Not kind of weird, it's very weird. Alright, cool pictures. Yeah. So, yeah, once again, the marketing could be a little better. Is this going to affect the game? Probably not, because it has number 2 top and free in strategy, but Century Games is a pretty decent company, so I would expect a little bit better from them. Actually, this is a good time to check. I haven't replied to all of them. Oh, what does it say? Fun game, generally fun game, but it's not at all like the ads. Okay, classic complaint that these companies put these ads out and people complain that they're nothing like the game. Every company who makes mobile games is like that, and it's a ongoing problem. Dear Chief, the ads only show a tiny portion of the game. Please play the game to experience more. I don't know. This seems like a very vague question. They are not really directly answering the guy's questions. The company responds to me, while it's true the ads only show a portion of the game, it doesn't take away from the fact that the edge. Yeah, exactly. They're giving an answer that really is not answering the question. It's a fake answer. They know it, but they're choosing to do this anyway. So, I don't know. But it's a common issue. Every gaming company does it. This is not just Century Games. It's kind of like one company does it, gets away with it, becomes rich, and all the other companies are like, oh wait, we can do that too. So, oh well. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. It was fun.